What's up, y'all? Hey, we're here on a good day at the church, and we're gonna see if Pastor Andy is working, what he's doing, see if he's got a minute for us to talk to him and hang out. So let's go. These are the fun offices with our lovely people, Miss Tiffany and Haley. They're pumped to be in this. They're excited. All right. Let us see if Pastor Andy is working, or it looks like he might be working, but not on the church. It looks like he might be working on his golf game, and he made it.
I made it. Oh, hey.
What's up?
Hey, son. What's up, man?
How are you?
I'm good. What you doing?
You know, we got a video coming out for the youth, and we were wondering if you had a couple minutes to answer some questions
I'm
for us.
working on my putting, man.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah, I made it, though.
Let's announce this right here. I beat him in golf last week.
He did.
So
Why'd you bring that up?
So
man?
he's practicing right now so he can beat me when we play.
Legitimately, he did. He did. He beat me, and he didn't choke. So he knew he was beating me going to the last few holes. And the last 3 holes, you were putting at birdies.
Mm-hmm.
The last few holes, and so he held on. Huh?
I held on. Hey, he taught me well.
Yeah.
All right, let's ask you a couple questions.
All right, let's do it. I feel like I'm getting interrogated here. I don't know. I'm nervous.
Yeah, we have some questions about the church and what's going on.
Yeah.
So you have an iPad in front of you.
Okay.
And in order of how the questions are laid up there, our youth directors sent in a couple questions for you. And we would just like you to be as candid as you can be and answer them.
All right. So just pick one. Doesn't matter.
To what extent can you grow a beard? I've always wondered that. Haven't looked close enough at your face. Probably won't look close enough at your face to see. But I'm wondering what kind of beard you can grow.
What kind of beard can I grow? I'm not so good at growing beards. I can grow one. It's just splotchy, you know. There's places that it doesn't feel in, you know, and so it's not so good. And what I hate about growing a beard out is that my face gets itchy.
So itchy.
I can't get past that whole, like, you know, where it's just. So I had to shave it off.
Sable won't even kiss me if I grow out facial hair. It's like a big no. I tried to grow. I was shaving the other day. I left sideburns and a mustache, and I came out.
Sideburns?
I was going.
What are they coming back in? Is that like a youth thing I don't know about?
I don't even know, but I went to do it, and she hated it, so I shaved it.
Yeah, Amy doesn't like it when I grow either, and I grow it out, but I never like it either. I just feel dirty.
Yeah, BEZETs aren't facial hair people.
No, we're not facial hair people. So, Truff, you got me on that one, bro. He can grow one like 3 days, like a full beard.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's more of a man than I am, I guess.
Pastor Randy, the question that I would like to ask you is regarding emotional intelligence, because I am beginning to realize that emotional intelligence is very essential when it comes to being a great leader. What are some things that you did to increase your emotional intelligence over the years, practically, and also right now, what are some things that you currently do to make sure that your emotional intelligence is where it needs to be?
Okay. I like how it ends. I like that look. Yeah. Anyway, so, all right. So, Ben, that actually is a great question. In fact, for leaders, I think, Jordan, what we need is this emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
I kind of like it under this. Emotional intelligence is how well you can get along with other people.
Right.
And studies show in corporate America, the people that make the most money, the people that get promotions and pay raises aren't always the people that are the most qualified. They actually are the people that get along with others the most. So you could be less qualified in a job, but people in your company that you work for like you. So you're going to get promoted. You're going to get the pay raises. You're going to climb the corporate ladder, if you will, or be more successful in life. It's true. So what's the single one thing? If I could boil it down to one thing, I think emotional intelligence has a lot to do with thinking of others first. I taught you guys this, preciousness of others. It was something we said in our family all the time, right? Just talking about how just think about other people and how would this impact them and affect them, or what would they think about this? And that puts you thinking about others rather than self. Your AI goes way up, or your EI goes way up. And that's the thing I would teach you.
So good.
All right.
So good.
Hi, Pastor Randy. So as someone who I've called Bayside Community Church my only church really for my whole life, I would love to know from a lead pastor perspective, what is single-handedly in your life the greatest moment that you will ever look back on Bayside Community Church, but you cannot count the day that we actually physically planted the church? So I'd love to know your greatest moment. You retire 30 years from now. What's the moment that you're going to think to yourself, man, that was probably my favorite day as being lead pastor of Bayside Community Church?
Whew, Shane, man, what a tough question. Not that it's deep. It's just, it'd be like, telling me which my kids is my favorite.
We know.
I know, but I can't say it
You can't let
publicly.
them know.
I can't say it.
Okay.
So,
That was one
'cause
of
if
my questions, so I'll cross that out.
Yeah,
And I'm not
because
even
you already
sure.
know it's Emily, so don't even. All right. So anyway, it's hard to pick any day. So he said, I can't pick the day we started the church. Golly, I think of so many times in life, or the life of the church, where the story I've told about how when the church had only 87 people, and I said, I'm going to be the best pastor, 87 people. Learning that became something that impacted the church for even where we are now, about being a good steward. It's not about how many it is there, but loving the ones that are there. That day has changed our life of our church forever. I think of the day that we stepped out in faith to move out of the first school that we were in to Freedom Elementary School. That changed the landscape of the church, doubled our capacity. When we moved in our first building at EBC, those are big days. When we launched our first campus, when we launched our other campuses, our Dream Center, a thing that was a vision in my heart all my life. I think of the miracles, people getting healed from cancer and marriages being restored. And man, I cannot pick one day, because right now I have like about 30 memories that are flooding my brain that are days I wouldn't give any of them up for anything.
It sounds a lot like your favorite memories are the things that you have vision for the church, to always be growing, to see people healed. I mean, It's kind of seeing your vision of the church happen, like all of those moments in themselves are your favorites. It's really cool.
Yeah, you're right. I think it is all of that. And it all, it doesn't even revolve around so much benchmarks like where we grew to a certain number or something. It's about the impact of people's lives. I can't pick one of those, Shane. That's a great question. But I don't know how to pinpoint just one thing. Yesterday was a great moment. I heard a story about a family that was forever impacted by our church, and what God did there, how he just completely restored this marriage and this family. Yesterday was my favorite day at the church, in the history of the church. So I don't know. Great question there. They're all my favorite.
Pastor Randy, what is your favorite message that you've ever preached?
My favorite message I ever preached.
They're all good.
When they're all so good, how do you pick one?
I don't even know.
When every one of them are like just hitting,
That's
how do you
tough.
pick one, right? But he didn't limit it. Markel didn't limit it to just here at Bayside.
Right.
I think one that probably will go down as the most bizarre, but like a big deal for me. I was back in Baton Rouge at my home church, Bethany, where I grew up. I got saved there. I grew up there. I started in ministry there. I was there visiting. I was in Baton Rouge visiting on a weekend. I have no idea. Usually if I'm somewhere on a weekend, it's because I'm preaching or something, but I wasn't. I just went to church. I showed up at Bethany that Sunday morning. I walked into the green room where Jonathan is the pastor now, which when I was the middle school pastor at Bethany, he was in my youth group.
Wow.
And so he's now the pastor. His dad was the pastor, and now he's pastoring the church. So I walk into the green room, countdown like less than 5 minutes before service starts, probably like 2 or 3 minutes. I walk in and he's lying on his sofa like this. He's like, I walk in, I'm like, bro, Jonathan, you okay, man? And he literally looks like death, eating he's just dying.
Oh, God.
And so I said, bro, what's going on? He goes, man, I'm so sick. And he's pale. He goes, I was throwing up all night. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't do it. I said, bro, I'll pray for you. So I prayed for him. I said, do you need me to preach? And he goes, would you? I was just being nice. No, so service by this time is started. The worship music is playing. I was like, you don't need to preach? He goes, would you?
Oh, no.
I said, yeah, sure. You know, I mean,
you did that courtesy offer.
I didn't mean it. Honestly, I didn't. It's a courtesy. And he goes, yeah. I said, well, what was your topic on? He's like, man, fear. And I said, well, all of a sudden this sermon just popped in my brain. That I had preached, I don't know when, somewhere at church sometime. I said, how about that? I pull up on my phone. Like if I go to my Google Docs and I show him my sermon on my phone. How does this sound? He goes, that's great, man. Okay, now you got to go preach. I'm like, well, I need my notes. Am I going to preach from my phone? He goes, no, he sent it to my assistant and they'll print them out. I send it to his assistant. They print it out. I go out. I'm standing there worship. I'm getting ready to go up and speak. He hands me my notes.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I go up there and preach. Okay, my brother-in-law, your uncle.
Yep.
He's Caleb, is Amy's brother. He's on the front row, and he texts Amy and he sends her a picture of me preaching. He goes, Randy's preaching at Bethany.
I was standing next to Mom when she got that text. She was so mad
and
she's like to be there.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's my home church. I grew up in to preach
Hers
there.
Too.
Yeah, we both grew up there. It's where we met, and we were in high school at church there.
Yeah.
And so, so I'll preach the message. I preached both of their Sunday morning services.
That's so cool.
That's the coolest moment either. Honestly, I think is one of my all-time favorite messages too, because it was total inspiration of the Holy Spirit. There was no preparation. It's just get up there and trust God.
That's amazing.
That's freaky. I've never done anything like that.
I got a question for you before we move on, because you were talking about how you were a youth pastor for a while. What's one of your favorite memories of being a youth pastor?
Favorite memories of being a youth pastor?
You were a middle school pastor. I mean, that's like all of us here.
I have a couple of them that I think are just hilarious. It's popped in my brain. One of them is we took the youth group one weekend to New Orleans to live on the streets with the homeless.
Oh my gosh.
And so they could bring a toothbrush, a sleeping bag, and a driver's license. That's all they could bring.
The youth group.
Well, I mean, not everybody. It was about 10 of us, but kids. Yeah, so it was a couple of us leaders and the kids to go live on the streets with the homeless people, just to see how it is for the weekend, just to go minister to them and just love them, be on the street with them. That was crazy. I never forget this guy. We were talking to him. We'd go by and hang out with the homeless people. I mean, that's what we were. And I said, hey, I just want you to know that there's like 7 or 8 of them, hanging out. I said, I want you to know God loves you. And he looks up at me in this deep, he's kind of rough looking dude. He goes, you squat down here and tell me that, boy. I'm like,
yeah.
He goes, just get down here and tell me that, boy. I was scared to death. So I squat down. I'm like, I'm scared to death. This is the last day of my life,
no.
And he goes, what did you say, boy? I said, Jesus loves you. And he goes, that's the first time anybody ever squat down like this and tell me God really loves me.
Wow.
He goes, are you pray with me, boy? I said, okay. And it's so, how a lot of times you lead people in prayer to lead them to Jesus? Mm-hmm. No, he led to prayer and I followed him.
That's hilarious.
And so, he gave his life to Christ right there in the streets of New Orleans.
That's so cool.
That was pretty cool. And that was crazy. I mean, you should never take kids to live on the streets.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I hope those parents see this thing because they're going to be mad at me. Another time is I had some kids, we'd take them out to this farm and camping overnight. And there was this house on this farm, and we always it's haunted or something like that. And go over there and mess with that house. So if you can go over there and you can ring the doorbell on that house, man, you the bravest person there is, right?
Yep.
And so, all right. So I remember myself and another one of the kids, we were going to go up to this house, and we're walking up to the house to go ring the doorbell. You could see the light, for the doorbell where you push the doorbell to ring it. and we're getting up to the house and we're going to go ring the doorbell. And as we get closer and closer up there, we realize it's not a doorbell. The dude that lived in the house was smoking a cigarette, and it was the end of his cigarette.
No.
Oh man, we were so scared. We're running so fast out of there.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. That was fun though. That's a great moment.
That's a great.
Those are great memories. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Okay. Oh yeah, we got to go back to here's Joe.
All right, I need to hear a Boudreaux joke that I've never heard before. I need a Randy BEZET original Boudreaux joke for this vlog so it can go viral. Thanks.
An original. I don't know what Boudreaux jokes, the Joe that you've heard or which ones you haven't heard. Let me tell one that'll go pretty quickly, but it'll be funny. Okay, here it is. All right. So Boudreaux is feeling terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just pain everywhere. Like nowadays you might think they have coronavirus because he's got aches and pains everywhere. And he goes to the doctor and the doctor says, what's going on, Boudreaux? And Boudreaux's like, oh man, doctor, it's terrible, man. I just got that pain all over my body, man. And he says, well, Boudreaux, well, where does it hurt? He goes, I'm telling you, doctor, when I touch right here, man, it hurts right there. And when I touch it, hurts right there. Doctor, I just hurt it so bad, man. Even back here, when I touch right here, doctor. And then when the elbow, doctor, it just hurts. Like this everywhere I touch, doctor, it hurts. And the doctor looks at Boudreaux and said, well, Boudreaux, I found out what your problem is. And Boudreaux said, tell me, doctor, I don't have that coronavirus. He said, no, Boudreaux, you don't have coronavirus. You got a broke finger.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
Cajuns.
I see Joe's face right here. Look, that's what I picture him doing right now. As I told that Joe, smiling. Just like that. Okay. All right.
I like that one.
Hey, Pastor Randy, got a couple questions for you. So first of all, what are your workouts looking like right now? I mean, I know you're not going to the Y, so what you got? What you doing? Help a brother out, man, because, I don't want to get flabby during this time.
Yep. I know it is hard. It is different. Can't go to the Y, can't go work out anywhere public right now. So I'm actually doing a lot of stuff just online, video workouts. Mm-hmm. Nike training app, I actually have that. I got the free version. I ain't paying for anything right now. No. I ain't spending money on anything right now. I'm cutting everything out, man. So that's what I'm doing. So it's a lot of at-home workout, body weight stuff. I got a few dumbbells, but honestly, Amy, she loves to bake stuff. You know your mama, Jordan. Mm-hmm. That girl loves to bake cookies and different stuff and all the time. So she's making all this stuff all the time. I just can't help but eat it. So
she made Rice Krispie treats and cookies the same night this week.
I didn't have a cookie.
You don't remember that?
She didn't bake me.
They did the sugar cookies that are gluten-free, sugar-free, fun-free.
I gotta complain. I gotta text Amy real quick. You made cookies and didn't give me?
She didn't give you a single one.
Not a one cookie. I can't believe that.
She's baking every day right now. She's miserable.
Aren't you doing something with Amy?
We're doing a cooking thing.
Can we give it away like that? Is that okay?
We can give it away.
A little teaser?
We're doing a cooking thing Friday with Miss Amy BEZET.
Oh, you want to come see that?
And none of the cookies are for you. I'm just kidding. You can have one. I'll give you one.
Well, I mean, how's everybody watching it going to get one? I guess they're going to make them themselves.
Yeah, we're giving them the recipe.
And listen, I'm going to tell you, Amy's recipes for cookies, she always takes things and does a little something different. I'm surprised she's going to give away the famous BEZET family recipe, but I'm telling you, it's going to be good. It is so good. I wonder if I can get her to make me some today.
And they're healthy because they're grape nut.
So that's the secret ingredients. She puts grape nut cereal. I mean, grape nut cereal, that's the nastiest stuff ever. I would never eat that. I don't think you could put enough sugar on them to make them good. However, when you put them in the cookies,
it's so good.
You feel like they're healthy, so you can have not 2, but you can have 3 or 4. That's what I do.
That's how I feel.
All right, we got another one?
We got 2 more.
All right, Pastor Randy, this one comes from my wife, Madison. As someone who is a communicator like yourself, she would love to know, what is single-handedly the greatest moment, actually not great, what is the moment as a communicator that was the most embarrassing thing that you've ever done as a preacher, as a pastor, as a communicator, from a platform, preaching to a congregation?
Man, I think probably one that would go down in the history book, Shane, at our church is most embarrassing or dumbest sermon I've ever preached. This was a long time ago. It's definitely in Freedom Days, back when we were in the school over there. We were doing a series, and we took movie topics and used them as sermons. And so I was teaching on relationships, and we were using Lone Ranger, and instead of the Lone Ranger, it was the Lone Danger. So don't do life alone, kind of a thing. Okay. So we had this mannequin with the Lone Ranger outfit all decked out, and I was going to use different parts of his outfit as sermon content. And Gijo was in town, Grandma Joe, my mother was in town, and she talked our team and me, and I wore the Lone Ranger outfit, and I preached.
How do I not remember this?
You really don't?
I don't remember this.
Yes. I did. I preached from that. I forget what everything represented, but the whole idea is like, take your mask off, be real with people, all that kind of stuff. I don't even remember what all of it was.
Comment down below if you want to see Pastor Randy preach in a Lone Ranger outfit again. One of the weekends coming up. How many comments do we have to get, or likes do we have to get?
Bill Gates couldn't give me his entire inheritance to get me to do that.
Bill Gates, if you comment on this,
Bill Gates,
and give him all your money, he'll do it.
I said I wouldn't.
No, you'll do it.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Okay.
If Bill Gates gives me all his money, I probably would do it if Bill Gates wanted to hook a brother up.
Right?
You know? I mean, one embarrassing moment for how many billions of dollars is he worth?
It's like 100.
100 billion. I tell you what, if Bill Gates, if you just gave me one of those 100 billions, make sure you understand I'm saying with a B, I'd preach with a Lone Ranger outfit on.
All right, we got to make it happen.
All right, we got another one.
Pastor Randy, I'm wondering, what are we supposed to do when we feel lonely or isolated during this time?
Put on your Lone Ranger outfit.
Yeah. For $1 billion.
For $1 billion. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I would not be lonely. I don't think money will solve all your problems, but I'd like to see what it would feel like.
I want to try.
I mean, might as well give it a shot.
Yeah.
I think I could do a lot with $1 billion. I probably wouldn't be lonely. I could pay for a lot of friends. I mean,
all kind of friends.
Never be alone. What do I do when I'm feeling lonely? I have a few friends, people that I call, that I reach out to when I'm struggling, going through something. I talk to my brother on the phone probably several times a week. I talk, Chris Hodges and my brother and I, we're always talking as well. There's people like that I just talk to just about life and when I'm struggling and what's going on. Because what I found is when you isolate yourself, people get weird.
So weird.
You ever notice that? When Christians get alone, they get weird. They start thinking about things from a wrong place and there's no one there to go, hey, I think that's a bad idea. You know, you need people around you like that. So that can get you in a bad spot. So as I say all the time, don't live in bayou self. The loneliest bayou in Louisiana. You ain't supposed to do that.
Well, that's good. That's really good.
Is that all of them?
That's all. We got one more question.
All right.
And this is this is going to help you out a lot.
This is going to help me?
Trust me. Listen,
this is for me?
This is
the
for
one
you.
question for me?
If you could describe your wife in one word, what would it be? I'm hooking you up. That's like a softball throw right there.
One word that would be a total description of Amy. Can it be a hyphenated word?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think this would count as a hyphenated word. Total package.
Okay.
I mean, seriously.
Describe.
Describe, because she loves God so much. I mean, she really is the most godly woman I know. In fact, that's what attracted me to Amy, is just as much as her looks, is because she is as beautiful on the inside as she is on the outside. So she loves the Lord. Of course, she's beautiful on the outside. She's extremely loyal. She loves serving me. Yeah. That's a good thing. I mean, that'll make you love somebody right there. And I know she's just faithful. She really is. She has all of those things wrapped into one. So
that's a great way to put it.
You hooked me up.
I know,
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for this interview. We're very thankful to have you as our lead pastor in leading this church and then being my dad. It's an honor. We love you. Thank you so much for all you do.
Yeah, thanks, man. I enjoy doing this.